the staged photo from Trump's rally where he was pierced through his ear. If that's your profile picture right now, I know for a fact you have never made a woman orgasm.
We have a black woman candidate for president in this upcoming race, and yet the race is still close. We are still referring to ourselves as the underdogs. I want you to think about that for a moment. We have a woman who is Kamala Harris, who is objectively and provably superior to Donald Trump in every way that I can think of.
Can you care to explain and elaborate on how she's superior in every way? You said it's provable. Can you please prove it? The text on her TikTok says, when a black person is superior in every way, and many people still support the white man, that's racism, patriarchy, misogyny, and white supremacy. This is the empathy trap I said earlier. You could throw any black person up for presidency, and these people would just support them, despite having no policies, despite being far left socialists. It's just so sad. This is what we've gotten to, the brain rot that exists in political discourse and people's minds when it comes to politics. It's just astounding.
And yet, it is still a close race.
Yeah.
That's white privilege, everybody. That is white supremacy. That is racism. The fact that a good chunk of this country, let's call it 45%, still support a racist, misogynist piece of crap.
How is he racist? Point me to something racist he said. Oh, let's protect our borders from illegal immigrants. He doesn't say racist things about black people. What did Joe Biden say? If you're black and you don't vote for me, you ain't black. It's actually very racist of you to say because a black person is running, they are superior and you have to vote for them. What you're actually doing here is black supremacy. And I'm not afraid to say it. You're telling people that because of an immutable characteristic of someone's skin, that they have to be compelled to vote for them. And you can argue the misogyny point. I mean, once again, it comes to priorities. Do I care more that Donald Trump paid a porn star in the past to be quiet, or that Kamala Harris won't protect the border? I'm going to go for the former.
So if you think white privilege doesn't exist, you only need to look at this race. She is objectively and provably superior to him in every way.
And prove it.
And I'm not saying that to be funny. When I use the word superior, I mean it.
Yet she says this is white supremacy. Kamala's superior because of her race, but this is white supremacy.
She's smarter. She's better looking. She's got better experience.
Okay, so the person who actually has been a president in a time when the border was protected and the economy was much better, he has less experience. And she's better looking. Okay, I know who to vote for now.
She's got better education. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. So you can have this type of excellence in a candidate running against complete garbage, which is Donald Trump, and 45% of your country will still say, yeah, I'll take the garbage.
Maybe you should think about how most people you meet day to day are decent people. So logically, 45% of the US are not indecent, racist, misogynists. Some of them might be. But these people hold these beliefs of, okay, well, half my country's racist, but then I can go out into this world and people of different races are treated largely great. Doesn't add up.
I would take garbage over voting for a black woman. That's racism. That's misogyny. That's patriarchy. That's toxic.
It's such a trap. It's an intersectionality trap that you can put any black person on the ballot or any non-white person on the ballot and then tell them, if you don't vote for them, you're racist. It's, okay, well, denying that you're racist is racist in itself. We have nowhere to go from there. You've trapped me. Every white person's racist, and if you deny you're racist, that's a sign of your racism. So, okay, well, either way, I'm racist, so I might as well just say, okay. This is Trump Derangement Syndrome. Look, if you think that Trump shouldn't win this over Kamala, I want you to come up with 3, even better, 5 reasons, good reasons. And if you want to accuse him of racism, then you better be prepared to point to legitimate examples of them. And if you think protecting the borders is racist, then I can't help you.
I promise you this. If you are a man who has currently in your Facebook profile banner, whatever that back picture is behind your profile picture, some sort of Trump reference, a picture of you putting up a Trump flag 2024, a picture of you putting a Trump wrap on your boat. But most assuredly, if you have posted on your timeline, in your story, or your profile picture is the staged photo from Trump's rally where he was pierced through his ear with a bullet. If that's your profile picture right now, I know for a fact you have never made a woman orgasm. And let me further clarify, just because you have children doesn't mean you've made a woman orgasm. So I know there's gonna be a few of you that see this and are like, that's stupid because I have a bunch of kids. That doesn't mean anything. And if grown consenting women had to orgasm in order to get pregnant, there'd be a lot fewer kids in the world.
This is so messed up on just so many levels. This is Trump Derangement Syndrome. First of all, she claims that the assassination attempt was staged. Oh, but of course, if you try and suggest that anything of the Democratic Party is corrupt, then you're a conspiracy theorist. But no, shooting Trump and missing his actual brain by millimeters or an inch is staged. That would be incredibly dangerous to stage. And then she says, blew up his ear, hit his ear, with quotations. Well, no, his ear was ripped apart. What do you think? That was fake blood? And then to ridicule men that want to stand up for democracy, being against assassination of a presidential candidate, and anyone for that matter, gun violence, then you cannot make women orgasm. Well, what about for the gay men? Because I've never made a woman orgasm, and I don't particularly want to, I'm afraid to tell you. So, like the last one was racist against white people and pandering to black people, treating them as kids. This is pure misandry, because just like women have far more to offer in the world than being womb carriers and, pushing out kids, men also are not on this earth to simply make women orgasm. There's far more to life than that. And to suggest because they disagree with assassination attempts that somehow they can't please a woman in bed? I mean, I would probably argue that it's maybe the latter, because you have more of these sort of alpha males, whatever. That's a separate topic. We can get into that another time. But misandry also exists, and this is disgusting. This is illogical, absolutely stupid, and you're ruining your point. You can say, I don't agree with people putting that banner on, but to tie it to not being able to summon orgasm, oh, but no, the men that can please women in bed are Kamala Harris supporters and don't care about the borders and protecting women and children of the country. They're the ones who can please women in bed, apparently.
What's going on, mi gente? Let me give you a quick rundown of last night's interview between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. This is what happened. A selfish, greedy, rich asshole who literally bought the platform in which the interview took place with the goal of being an asshole to people who knows he's an asshole, was trying to help another selfish, greedy, rich asshole to convince a bunch of selfish, broke-ass, delusional assholes that the selfish, greedy, rich assholes who were conducting the interview are actually looking for ways to make the lives of the selfish, broke-ass, delusional assholes better for them, even though both of the selfish, greedy, rich assholes have already proven to all assholes that neither one of them give two fucks about any other assholes but the damn selves. Stay woke, mi gente.
I think Elon Musk derangement syndrome exists too, because it's so funny. Like I said earlier, these leftists, they just cannot stand that a public sphere exists in which they can be disagreed with. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. And for people to suggest that Elon Musk is an idiot and an asshole, he's literally the richest person on the planet and incredibly intelligent, sending things to space, creating self-driving cars, saving the planet, protecting freedom of speech. And that's an asshole. This envy, it's so distasteful. This envy and hatred of wealthy people is ridiculous. You know, you can be displeased that someone was born into wealth and think that's not fair. I mean, it is fair because someone can't control how they were born. Parents deserve to give their kids their wealth if they want to, but also as someone who's worked really hard to become a billionaire is automatically an asshole. No, you're just bitter. And instead, you'd rather play the victim instead of working hard and realizing that you can achieve lots too. And you'll notice that all of these people, right? The first woman, does she talk about policy? She says that it's provable objectively that Kamala is superior. Okay, did you prove it? No, you didn't, except for saying that she's black. The second one, you said they can't make people orgasm. Okay, well, why? What's wrong with putting an image of one of the most shocking things happened in American politics in decades? And why was it staged? Can you prove it? Can you prove that it was staged? And this guy, it doesn't matter how many times you say asshole, doesn't make it true. You can keep saying asshole over and over again. Repeating the word does not make it more likely to be true. You could say it once. Okay, why is Elon Musk an asshole? Because he likes freedom of speech? Why is Donald Trump an asshole? You can argue that point. I want to hear the argument. Just these weak, pathetic arguments. The level of brain rot, and it exists on the right too, but honestly, the left, brain rot is an issue and it needs to be addressed. Last one.
So, who else has lost their family to Trump? I had this horrible conversation with my dad. My sister-in-law, they're still, after all this shit, they're still Trump supporters. And it's like, how can I respect you? How can I respect you if you are still a Trump supporter when you have a daughter and a great-granddaughter? Fuck off. Right? I share with my dad.
How can I respect you? The voice is all the way up there. Doesn't sound very convincing, unfortunately. What is this? Guys, Democratic supporters, Kamala supporters, can you have a bit of backbone, please? That's one thing the right has got, okay? People are far more comfortable with being disagreed with. You know, demonizing people because they have different beliefs, different ideas on how a fairly center-right, moderate person can run the country. You can scream and shout and throw a tantrum. It's not going to make it untrue. You can engage with the ideas, agree to disagree, and then realize life goes on. Yeah? If you cry on TikTok and then people say, okay, I'm going to agree with you, that's very sad.
His dad did bad things to me. And that, I was really grossed out about the fact that, like, his eldest sister, like, got married at 16 because, you know, and that my granddad was 32 and my grandma was 14 or something. I was like, that's so gross. You know what my dad's response was? Thumb up. And then he erased that thumbs up. That's all he responded with. But, yeah. He's a Trump supporter. How has Trump...
What does that story have to do with Trump? I mean, I'm sorry, that's probably, I don't know the details of that story. So I'm sorry if that's caused issues in your family. Could potentially be real issues. What does that have to do with Trump? Trump has never said that he wants 14-year-olds, 16-year-olds to be with, you know, young girls to be with really old men. I don't remember him saying that. What does that have to do? These self-fulfilling prophecies, Trump's racist, Trump's racist. What has he said? Seriously. Think about how vulnerable you're leaving yourself to just accepting things to be true without any evidence.
stolen my family from me. I don't think I can talk to my dad or my sister-in-law or my brother ever again because they believe in this gross human. He's so gross. I mean, he's raped 13-year-olds. He's a grifter. I mean, this is long before he got into politics. He's just been a gross human. It's well documented.
I don't believe the crying. I know when you have to put your voice up there like that, I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's true. I don't think that it's believable. You know? You're deciding to cut off your family, not the other way around. Your family probably think that your views are diluted, that you believe in voting for a candidate that won't protect your borders, that has socialist beliefs, that won't grow the economy. But they're not willing to cut you off. You're doing that. And you can say, he's so gross, he's so gross. Okay, you think that. For some people, they might think that he's distasteful or smarmy or slimy, but they'd rather have someone that can protect the country and prevent war from breaking out in other parts of the world, protect the country from the threats of Russia, for example. That would be more important to me than someone being a bit slimy. I'm sorry. Sorry. And in regards to her saying about the 13-year-old, I had to look that up, but that lawsuit was dropped. So it is alleged. And, you know, we have due process in the West. If something is not found to be true, you know, are you going to trust the legal system? You can not trust the legal system. That's fine. But you can't also, you know, this idea of believe all women, it's again a blanket ideal in which people will take advantage of that. If it's true, then that would change a lot for me, but there's no evidence that it's true. That's the problem. So I can't, it's a moot point, really.
It's well documented. It's decades. Open your fucking eyes. It's like we've known this all our whole lives. Anybody who's smart knows that Donald Trump is like the grossest human on the planet. And you're going to choose him over your child?
Or maybe they're choosing him for their kids' safety. Another issue with liberalism is that it has these ideals of kindness and respect and equality, and it just assumes that anyone who's presented the ideas will accept them as fact and buy into them. And that's the pitfalls, as in people that believe in pro-life or capitalism, you know, extreme capitalism, for example. I'm pretty sure they understand some people don't like that. Or they understand we shouldn't have a capitalist healthcare. And they don't think they're idiots for thinking that. But these people, they just can't wrap their head around how someone could have a different belief, and they think that must mean that they're dumb. And that's why the working class get smeared. People say, oh, they're just uneducated. No, actually, they're coming from a place of their values and what's important to them. And we shouldn't patronize people like that. Honestly, I mean, bring back kindness. My heart goes out to her if she's in this much distress, but I really hope she learns that we can agree to disagree. And I think Donald Trump will get into power. He'll protect the border. The economy will get better. Not a lot will happen. You know, gay people won't be under threat. I mean, trans kids are going to be saved. That's one thing. But largely people will continue on with their lives and then continue to just believe that he's the new Hitler. And retrospectively after his office still paints him as that. These things won't go away. You know, we've had politicians in the past that have done lots of good. You know, Churchill, Margaret Thatcher. It doesn't matter how much good they've done. Some people will still just recall them as dictators. And that's unfortunately how things go.